This is a fair value gap, and this is why yours are not holding. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why your fair value gap keeps failing and what you actually need to trade strong fair value gaps. This is episode 5 of the trader pyramid inside the technicals layer, and no time to waste. Let's go. Most traders take fair value gaps on a random time frame without any confluences, without context. It's like 50-50 every single trade. The first mistake traders make is they trade against the higher time frame trend. Because when the higher time frame is bullish, the high time frame wants to go make higher highs and higher lows. And what most losing traders do is they see this move happening. So we see down close candles, and there they're gonna take all their short ideas. So this on the higher time frame looks the same here on the lower time frame, where you indeed have your displacement. So you have your bearish fair value gap. And then you're wondering, why is it not holding? It is because you were shorting a very bullish move. The higher time frame always wins. Always. The second mistake to avoid is not waiting for the third candle to form. Because when there's two candles forming and you see massive displacement, you see this massive green candle, people think that's going to be the move. So they get in early without the actual fair value gap, the third candle being created. We need a third candle to have a fair value gap. Because if you don't wait, you're going to have this scenario where it looks like displacement, but it's not. So wait for the third candle to close before the gap is confirmed. And that means patience sitting on your hands. And the third mistake is fair value gaps outside of kill zones. Fair value gaps formed between sessions are lower probability. So try to trade the fair value gaps that are created during the New York Open, during the London session, because those are just higher probability. So now you know you shouldn't trade against the trend. You know that you need to wait for the third candle, and you need to trade fair value gaps inside kill zones. Let's now touch on what makes a fair value gap strong. First is the Consequent Encroachment rule, the CE rule. It's a fancy term for the 50% level of a fair value gap. If the wick trades into the fair value gap, but the bodies close above the 50% of the fair value gap, it is still holding, and it's more likely that it just is respected to continue the move. If it's closed below the 50%, then you should anticipate it might fail. Because here in the bearish example, this green candle closes above the 50% of the fair value gap, even above the fair value gap itself, making the fair value gap invalidated. So that means it's most likely it's going to fail, and of course, can be used as an inversion fair value gap to continue the move. The second pillar that makes a fair value gap strong is stacked confluences. That means not only a fair value gap, but also a liquidity sweep, a market structure shift, an order block, inside a kill zone, clear drawn liquidity. There needs to be more confluence available, because the more confluences are around that fair value gap, the more likely it is that it's going to hold and trade to the target. With the extra confluence available, you basically have multiple lines of defense that will help push your trades to your profit target. And use the second PD array rule. If you have the structure here, you have a liquidity sweep, you have a market structure shift, you have a fair value gap, you can take your trade in that first fair value gap. But some traders have a lot that they take that trade and then it just goes lower and then it goes higher. And they get faked out before the real move a lot. There's where the second PD array rule comes in, where you use the first area as your confirmation and you wait for a move away from there. And it looks like this. So instead of taking your trade right here, you wait for the push upwards. With the push upwards, there's new fair value gaps created, there's an order block created, and there is where your entry. And that series of confluences in the first PD array area is just an extra layer of defense to push your trade towards the target. So if you want to massively increase your win rate, use the second PD array rule. So the key takeaways trading fair value gaps is don't trade against the trend, wait for the third candle, trade inside a kill zone, use the consequent encroachment rule, use more confluences, and use the second PD array rule. The main takeaway is don't trade fair value gaps alone. The context around it is everything. So pause the video right now and screenshot this. And if you want all these slides with all the frameworks, I'll leave them in the description and inside my Discord. And now we build the 5th layer in the technicals layer of the trader pyramid. And if this video helped, make sure you like it and share it with a trading friend, and subscribe with the notification bell on to not miss out on any of the 35 episodes in this futures mentorship. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.